She said it quietly, as if the words might shatter if spoken too loudly. You'll be a father again. Mark froze at the kitchen sink, one hand wrapped around a chipped mug that hadn't held coffee in years, only habit. The late afternoon light slanted through the blinds, catching dust in the air like suspended questions. He didn't turn around at first. He just stared at the reflection in the window, a tired man with graying stubble, shoulders permanently hunched by responsibility. I haven't touched you in months, he said finally. His voice wasn't angry, it was worse, empty. Laura stood near the doorway, fingers knotted together, eyes glossy but defiant. I know what it sounds like. That's not the problem, Mark replied, turning now. The problem is that it doesn't sound like anything. It sounds impossible. Between them, the kitchen felt too small for the truth pressing against its walls. 8 years ago, Mark had buried his wife, Anna, with their newborn daughter asleep against his chest. The world had applauded him for surviving, for becoming strong. No one saw the nights he sat on the floor, whispering lullabies through tears, or the mornings he forgot what joy felt like. Laura came later, soft-spoken, patient, a woman who didn't demand he heal faster than he could. She loved his daughter, Ellie, like she was her own. For a while, Mark believed that was enough. Until it wasn't. Grief doesn't disappear, he'd learned. It waits. The distance between him and Laura hadn't happened all at once. It crept in quietly, missed conversations, hands that didn't reach anymore, evenings spent on opposite ends of the couch. They hadn't shared a bed in months, not after the argument that ended with Mark sleeping beside Ellie's room, afraid of losing the one person he knew he couldn't replace. So explain it to me, Mark said, rubbing his temple. Because I'm trying to understand how you're standing there telling me this. Laura swallowed. I didn't plan it. He laughed once, sharply. That's not an explanation. I was lonely, she said. And before you say it, yes, I know you were too. But you shut me out. Over and over. I kept telling myself to wait. That you'd come back to me. His chest tightened. Who? She hesitated, and that hesitation told him everything. Just say it, he said. It was a mistake, Laura whispered. Who? Laura, a coworker, she said quickly. It ended before it even began. I swear, I found out weeks later. The room seemed to tilt. Mark reached for the counter to steady himself. Ellie's laughter floated in from the living room, where she was coloring at the coffee table, blissfully unaware that her world was cracking. You let my daughter call you Mom, Mark said softly. Tears spilled freely now. I love her. I love you. Love doesn't do this, he said, though his voice trembled. Love doesn't look for comfort somewhere else. Silence stretched between them, thick and suffocating. I didn't tell you right away because I was scared, Laura said. But I couldn't live with the lie. I won't. Mark closed his eyes. For a moment, he was back in a hospital room, holding Anna's hand as machines beeped their final goodbyes. He remembered promising himself he would never let Ellie feel abandoned. When he opened his eyes, the anger was still there, but beneath it was something heavier. Fear. What are you expecting from me? He asked. I don't know, Laura admitted. I don't expect forgiveness. I needed you to know. Mark nodded slowly. Then you should pack a bag. Her face crumpled. Mark, I'm not throwing you out forever, he said, raising a hand. But I need space. Ellie needs stability. And I need to breathe without wondering who I'm losing next. Laura wiped her cheeks. What? About the baby? He exhaled. That's your choice. I won't control it, but I won't pretend it's mine. She nodded, pain etched into every line of her face. That night, after Laura left, Mark tucked Ellie into bed. She wrapped her arms around his neck, small and warm and real. Are you sad, Daddy? She asked. A little, he admitted. She pressed her forehead to his. It's okay. I'm here. Something inside him broke, and healed, at the same time. Weeks later, Mark sat alone at a park bench, watching Ellie race other kids across the grass. His phone buzzed with a message from Laura. I'm moving back to my sister's. I'm sorry, for everything. He typed a reply, erased it, then finally sent, I hope you find peace. As he put the phone away, Mark realized something he hadn't before. He couldn't control betrayal. He couldn't rewrite the past. But he could choose honesty, boundaries, and the kind of love that didn't disappear when things got hard. Ellie ran toward him, breathless and smiling. Did you see me win? He smiled back, real this time. I saw everything. And for the first time in a long while, Mark believed that whatever came next, he would face it with open eyes.